100 years ain't what it used to be. Before you know it, you're 63, making plans for Medicare A and B. You look around yourself and you see 100 years ain't what it used to be.
Arnold.
Joe.
Wow.
Rolling.
Josh Arnold, investment consultant, brings you Garage Logic podcast number 1740, March 19th, 2026. And we return again to that magical spring of 2012 for the high temp, 79, 15 below, and 1875. Do yourself a favor. Call Josh Arnold at 952-5608 for a free 48-minute chin wag conversation. You know, chin wag.
Hail the flashlight king.
And now, from the mayor's office above the boathouse on the east shore of Spoon Lake.
Oh, hey,
it's
you guys are
Garage
back on
Logic
the air.
With Chris Reavers manning Technology Corner, Kenny Olson from the Krabby Coffee Shop, John Heidt in the newsroom, and of course, the rookie.
Am I on the
Here
air?
is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and the keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Souchere.
All other means having failed, I had a brainstorm today how to end homelessness. Anybody want to take a crack at it, what I came up with?
Did you channel your inner Gavin Newsom?
Yeah. He's
him in
part
a
of the
home.
reason I came up with my reason.
Build some
How
homes.
to end homelessness.
How to end homelessness.
Well, what do you think? How would you do it?
Build
I
some
would
house.
put them in a house.
Yeah, build
All right.
some homes.
Get a house going.
Rook, how would you do it?
I would build some homes.
Johnny?
Well, you'd have to build some homes, but then you'd have to have some sort of income, wouldn't you?
No,
if I had a hammer.
Can I go again? I want to go again.
All right.
I would build some homes.
I would build some homes.
I would build some homes.
End homelessness.
Thank you, Kenny. I appreciate it.
Could end it tomorrow. That's a clue.
That's quick.
End it
End it
tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Are you talking, mass execution?
blow
what
up
are you,
the world?
Yeah, what are
Or-
you talking about here?
Immediately eliminate all public programs dedicated to homelessness. Not one nickel more goes to homelessness because A, it hasn't been getting to the homeless anyway.
True.
And B, it just serves to sustain a bureaucratic class that's been living off the homeless funds, which aren't getting to the homeless in the first place. Let's try zero money available to be homeless, and you will cure homelessness.
I don't think that would turn out well. That's
Well, I
just
don't
my
care. It's my
opinion.
plan. It's
He's
my
just-
idea.
He's not a logistics guy. He's an idea man.
I'm an
Only
idea,
talking-
Rook.
Yeah, you bet.
You're only talking taxes, right?
No,
government
no,
money.
no.
Because
New
I'm not going
York.
to shut down private funding for the homeless.
Go ahead if
Somebody
you
wants
want.
to write a $100 check.
Let me tell you something. New York.
Listen, buddy.
Let's go to New York.
Listen here, pal.
Los Angeles has spent $650,000 per housing unit for the homeless, but New York City is racing to catch up. Here are numbers from the New York Comptroller's annual report via The Economist. New York City's unsheltered population, that's a new euphemism. Well, it's not new, it's a euphemism, increased from 3,588 people in fiscal year 2019 to 4,504 people in 2025. That's a 26% increase from pre-pandemic levels. In that time, spending on services for this population has more than tripled, growing from 102 million in fiscal year 2019, 102 million to address the problems of 4,500 people in New York City. Wow. Where do you think the money's going? And that has risen to 368 million last year. That's a 262% increase.
Okay, so that's a
None
paper,
of it reaching the homeless.
But that's a paper trail where we should be able to find out where'd you dump that $25 million.
This in 25
No,
million.
but I mean just in parts. 25 went to here.
It's sustaining. It's sustaining all of the people with job titles that cannot be measured for achievement, walking around with clipboards and iPads, and they have meetings, and they have computers and printers, and they have third assistant chiefs, and they meet in a room, and then they all get paid $90,000 a year, and they have health benefits and vacations and everything else. In the meantime, not one homeless person in New York receives a nickel
You just solved it.
in any possible way. It's all a scam.
How do you implement?
It's a scam in Los Angeles. It's a scam in New York. It's a scam the closer you get to the country's tallest buildings. The truth of the matter is the homeless are not benefiting from any public input of tax dollars. It's not reaching them. And homelessness, it only grew in New York to 4,500 people in fiscal year 25. So it went it increased 1,000 people. 4,500 people in New York were homeless in fiscal year 2025. That's up from 3,500 people in 2019. But the money went up from 102 million to 368 million. Where's it going?
I have audio if you'd like to hear it.
Well, what does it pertain to?
Gavin Newsom and homelessness. I was gonna bring this up, but I'll wait till you're completed with this.
When you break that down, I'll get back to you.
Sure.
When you divide 368 million by 4,504 people, what do you get? You get $81,705 in spending per homeless person. They're not getting it. That's the salary of someone who's pretending to be addressing the homeless problem.
I have a question.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Oh,
Where are we getting those numbers?
From the New York Comptroller's office.
Do you think there's more than 3,500 people that are homeless, John?
Well, I looked it up, and the AI overview says over 101,000 people sleep in municipal shelters nightly in New York. As of November 2025, and more than 350,000 individuals were estimated to be without homes in the area in October of 2025.
Yeah, but that's AI. I'm going with a human. I'm going with a
I
human.
thought it was low, too, for New York.
I don't care what the number is. They're still not getting any money.
Truth.
They're not getting any help. You can tell me there's 368,000 people in New York.
That are homeless.
They spent $368 million. They're not getting any money. The money's not going to the homeless. Yeah, you got audio from Gavin Newsom.
Joe, this is a.
I do concede that 4,500 people sounds like a small number of homeless in New York City. Go ahead.
On March 2nd, Governor Gavin Newsom issued the following tweet: "Join me for an announcement on homelessness and mental health across the great state of California."
All right.
To which somebody else put together a collage of homelessness is my number one priority, and it goes all the way back, Joe, to 2004.
What we call a 10-year plan to end chronic homelessness in San Francisco. How are you going to solve homelessness? What are you going to do as a new mayor? And I say, well, what are you going to do?
You can stop. It's the same old BS. The money goes to agencies and contractors and politically connected people. If the issue were resources for poor people, you could just give a check to them.
Is that what we need to
That's
start?
not happening.
We're making the assumption they want it to end,
But
which
the
they
homeless,
don't.
But the homeless are mentally ill and they're drug and alcohol addicts, and the welfare state cultivates them to be able to cash in, but they're really not cashing in. There's nothing they have to show for the money.
Under your plan, how will people go about getting homed?
Well, here would be my answer to that.
What up, homed?
Here would be my answer to that. The homeless people who aren't drug or alcohol addicted would realize, I'm not getting any money. I better get my act together and get a job. I don't know what we do about the drug and alcohol addicted, mentally ill people. That I don't know.
What about people that they have a job, but they live in their car?
Well, you figure it out, because I'm just the idea guy. I don't have an answer. You figure it out.
I was hoping to work with you.
Well, you can't. You can't work with me because my plan is too simple. My plan is
You have your answer by
zero money for homeless.
So zero thought.
That's right. That's right. If you want to look at it that way.
You have your answer.
I mean, I'm trying to get some. I don't. Let's.
Yes.
Let's try to
what
get
do you
one
have for an
person,
answer?
One person off the street, Mr. Mayor. One person.
No.
How are we going to do that?
Zero.
Seattle is dying.
Yeah,
There are resources for these people. The problem is they have to be clean.
Now that's a different problem. I haven't gotten that one yet.
Okay.
So
Well, you don't make any drugs or alcohol available.
okay.
Good luck.
Bring back prohibition.
So is what we need to open here in the Twin Cities is a homeless office so we can get millions and millions of
We
dollars.
already have that.
But
and the money's being stolen.
I mean us. I mean the
I
group
see.
here to get millions of dollars.
Let's put it this way.
Oh, here we go.
Of course, there are tremendous holes in my thinking.
Sure.
But I would say this is largely true. Let's just return to Minnesota.
Yeah, bring it here.
This state, for example, has been able to show no benefit whatsoever to the people presumed to be benefiting from the 1,000 programs we have in the government. Zero.
I would agree with that.
The housing stabilization program was fraud. Autism is fraud. Daycare is fraud. Food is fraud. Nothing these liars tell us they're doing as an example of their tremendous virtue given to them by the sense that they are acting in the public good. None of it has benefited anybody except them. So it's true of the homeless.
Okay, then here's my question.
The country has always had homeless.
Yes.
They were called bums.
Hobos.
Well,
Hobos.
let me just
Hobos.
finish. Well, I'm going to go with bum.
Okay.
I'm going with bum.
Okay.
We had bums, and what you did is you put a pie on the windowsill.
Jesus Christ.
And then they came and ate the pie, and there were no public food shelters. You had to go to somebody's house where they had the pie on the windowsill.
Steaming
That's
from- yeah,
right.
okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
Three guys in striped suits
Yep.
with their ankles chained together would sneak into your yard, grab that pie.
And where did they come from? Up from the rail
From the
yards.
river.
They
Yeah,
came
rail
from the
yards.
rail yards. They knew there'd be a pie. They ate the pie. They got back on a train, went to Montana. Then there was a new set of pies they could go after.
They had their route.
They had a pie route.
Yeah, they had the pie route.
That's how this country took care of it when this country knew what it was doing.
The old pie trail.
The old pie train.
I'm willing to take a serious approach to this. I think I have it actually figured out.
I'm no longer serious about anything in the world because the world currently makes no sense to me whatsoever. But you go ahead, take a shot at being serious.
We do need to throw money at the homeless. There's one person and one person only in every state government that writes that check. There's not a committee. There's not a staff. There's one guy. We put the homeless, we put the churches and the homeless shelters in charge of the homeless. This guy with the checkbook visits each church or each location personally and decides if they get any money. Walks into a church, sees them feeding a bunch of homeless, goes, you know what? You guys are doing it right. Here's $175.
What about kickbacks?
$175.
You know what I mean. I have no idea how much the check would be, but that's how my program's going to
My
run.
question is, why isn't there a Democrat, a hardcore Democrat,
They don't exist anymore.
but that doesn't call the other Democrats that are squandering this money out because they believe in their heart they need to fix homelessness?
Because we no longer have the parties that are stuck in your mind. We no longer have a Republican Party, and we no longer have a Democratic Party.
But there's got to be some liberal that says, hey, guys, you're wasting money. Let's go here.
Let's go to the back of the room.
Yeah, horse shack.
And this is like calling on Dirty Johnny.
Yeah, horse shack.
You know, Jesus. What do you want, Johnny?
Rook, to answer your question, it's very simple.
simple.
If homelessness goes away, so does the money. They don't want to cure homelessness.
See, this is part of my gambit.
right.
Take away all the money dedicated to homeless and also get rid of all the people who have pretended to be doing something about it.
And now I will politically spin this. Joe Souchere is against helping the homeless.
Yeah, you want homelessness.
You cannot vote for him in
He
Gumption
wants
County.
homelessness.
There is no homelessness in Garage Logic.
No kidding. So we know how to operate things.
They sleep in
We
the
run their
boxcars.
ass out of town, don't we?
Beat it, hobo.
We put them on a boxcar of Louis Cardinal
Kenny,
Station and
I
send them on
wasn't
their
really
way.
going that harsh.
I want to see you in my parish again.
Run them out of town.
GL's a sundown county, huh?
That's right.
Yeah, beat it.
You working 40 hours a week?
Get the hell out of here. No, you're 40
thinking
hours a
that-
week. You're staying.
That sheriff in Big Lebowski. Stay out of Malibu, bum.
Here's your Marjorie Johnson fresh baked apple pie.
Yeah.
Get out of town in the boxcar.
You know, and the bums, they would get the pie.
Yeah.
But they would also
Never return.
maybe
the
they would
aluminum.
rake the lady's yard
Oh, a little
for a
trade.
few coins.
A little trade.
That's right.
Right. Well,
You know what the bums used to be?
my mind's racing.
Good heart.
Yeah.
You know how they
We're done raking. Hey, we're
You
done
know-
raking there, Lisa.
You know how they became bums and hobos, right?
Depression.
The Democratic program.
Depression era.
What about a pot in every?
It was the
chicks in
Democrats.
every pot.
That's a different thing.
Wait a minute. Hoover wasn't a Democrat.
That's something else. Let me tell you something.
Got that
John was
old
the
cowboy
Democrats.
Let me tell you something.
I don't know.
Bums.
Just saying shit.
Bums were looking
Joe.
for work on the pie route. They were looking
Because
for work.
why were they?
Dignity.
Thank you. Thank
Dignity.
you. They had dignity. They weren't just taking.
And most bums did wear suits.
I would prefer if you
tattered
called them
jacket, sport
hobos.
jacket.
Yeah.
Could you call them hobos instead?
I
please?
like bum.
The corncob
I
pipe.
like hobos.
The corncob pipe.
They had dignity. They wore suits. They
Yeah.
were somewhat tattered.
Yep. They needed
And they were
some-
somewhat soiled.
They needed darning.
They did. They were soiled. Soiled suits. And what kind of hat did they have?
They had the
Fedora.
Is
nice
that what
hat.
you call it? Fedora?
Yeah,
Yeah, just
yeah.
a nice.
And the stick with the handkerchief on
Yes.
the
And
end.
ma'am,
Yes.
when you got the pie, hi, ma'am, thank you,
I'm
ma'am.
seeing-
or
They
just the
said,
cap?
thank you for
Yes.
that pie.
Yes.
I'm seeing
bet they
Laurel and
did.
Hardy.
Yeah, I bet they did.
That's who I'm seeing.
What time's a Mr. home?
Here.
It's almost 3.
Yeah.
You know, I don't need your
No,
sophomoric.
I mean, because he likes apple pie.
This is a serious topic. man.
very
Very
serious.
serious homelessness.
Okay, right now in Minneapolis,
Homelessness.
applications are open for small business recovery funds.
Oh God. How many flooded to that website?
Well, I went to the link provided that gives the instructions for applying for the funds, and they sound rigorous. You know, and they can get from $3 to $10,000. So the real fraudsters aren't even going to bother with this one.
That's
It's not enough
peanuts.
money.
That's
it's
peanuts.
not enough money at stake for them.
But if you're a Safari restaurant, could you submit multiple applications?
I think so.
Sure, you did.
But this is small potatoes. There's only 2 million available through Hennepin County, and you have to demonstrate that your business suffered.
So they're like Lou Nanny. They won't even deal with you unless you got all the money, not just a couple million. He wants the hundreds of millions.
Geez, I had a great email on that.
Do you want to do this then first?
Okay.
Well,
I mean, why
I guess
not?
I do, but
At this point in the
I
game,
wonder where it is. Boy, I'll tell you what.
you'll find it.
I'll tell you what.
I'm convinced you're going to find it.
Kleenex.
Just a minute. Anyway, you can go now to the New York or Hennepin, New York. Doesn't make any difference.
Would you like some
It's all the
pie?
same. It's all the same.
Everything's the same, guys.
We have the Center of the American Experiment. They think about this better than I do because they come up with answers. And right now they're looking at your energy costs, which are through the roof. One of the things they're arguing is that we should be able to build nuclear plants because they're the safest and cleanest and most reliable carbon-free energy on Earth. But we have a law in Minnesota. We can't have new nuclear plants. We're one of the 9 states in the union that has such a law. That's because of a net zero deal we got going here. We can't, and you're just going to pay more. But the American Experiment is exploring this. What about nuclear plants? You can go to americanexperiment.org and click on the Take Action button. That'll put you in touch so you can tell your representative it's time to free the nukes and restore reliable, affordable energy to Minnesota, because that's going through the roof like everything else in this godforsaken state. AmericanExperiment.org. Take action. apple pie.
I guess we're going.
Oh, where's the thing? Here we go.
Mr. Natural Pause on the board.
It's the end of the world as we know it, and he feels fine.
It's Thursday, Ken.
Joe Soucheray.
Gotta get going.
Speaking of pause,
We're all in a hurry.
you never want that heating unit to go on pause, even when it's 50, 60 degrees on, because you never know
This is a big week for
where the
Welter.
weather's going to turn.
You got heat and probably AC on Saturday.
You're waking up the AC, folks, right now, and if you put it to bed and it was making funky noises, the trained certified techs at Welter Heating can certainly help you. WelterHeating.com is the website. Phone number is 612-825-6867. Rick and the crew, 4 generations of Welter family working on your heating units, your air conditioning units, your indoor air quality units, etc. They've got a blog online at welterheating.com that may answer a question that you have. But if you need to call them, 24/7 service techs are available. Hopefully you won't need it because you'll set up an appointment sometime between 8 and 4 p.m. during the week, and they'll come out and make sure it's in tip-top shape. The Ray and Welter Heating Companies provided expert residential heating and air conditioning services throughout the Twin Cities metro area since 1904. Call them for state-certified repair and installation services you can trust every single time. I've done work with them, and they are spot on. This spring, maybe heat up or cool down your shelter with the fine folks from Ray and Welter.
Good pipes today.
Yes.
Let's have an exercise.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I guess if there's anyone on this staff who might be able to come up with an answer,
Right here.
it's John Heidt.
Oh, God. What do you do?
Pressure.
And this is true nationally, not just here. How does government improve your life? What can they point
Why do you
to?
call on Johnny Heidt for that?
Well, because he tends to believe in it more than I do. Who can point to something? We can keep it here, but nationally, for example, right now the job growth is 0. Gas prices are up, inflation is up, food prices are up. What does the government do that when you get up in the morning you're happy? You're happy that you know something that's been done that will serve the good of this.
That's a good question.
Yeah, it is, man. Thank you. What is no seriously? What good is has their time come and gone? No, we've never denied the need for a government on this show. We've never been anti-government. We've never gone down that road. That's ridiculous.
Anti-growth of government. Yeah.
Well, because what could someone tell me when people got up in Minnesota today? What could they have looked to the government to have been thankful for?
Okay, but you're going to excuse the obvious city lights,
Emergency
storm sewer.
services.
Okay, well,
Yeah, because-
that goes without saying.
Well, that's interesting, though. They're all falling in disrepair.
True.
The roads are in disrepair. The street lights are in disrepair.
Can I tell you
because
something?
of thieves stealing the copper, and it's costly to replace that. And
I know now why St. Paul decided to just not plow the roads, because all that snow was packing in the potholes, so you didn't notice the potholes.
much smoother
So-
ride.
My God.
I'll
and
even
glass.
expand the question, Joe. When was the last time in Minnesota that the government did something really good for us?
And we're talking state, right? State
Well,
government?
we can go
Yeah,
nationally if you
no,
want,
let's-
but
No, I
let's
mean
keep
local.
it state.
Well,
Let's
well,
keep it
well,
let's
local.
keep it local if you
For
want.
instance, my city does a great job. The city council does a great job. We have nothing in disrepair in Andover that I'm aware of.
And you would attribute the government for handling that.
Very common sense as far as development.
Okay.
Nothing goes crazy. They will not allow that to happen.
But that's on the local city government level, and I
Right.
would agree that there's probably a lot of towns in Minnesota.
Yeah, mine's the same way.
Doing
They do a
pretty
nice job.
good.
Yeah, they do a
What
nice
about
job.
the state, though?
What happens then the closer you get to the tallest buildings?
You elect morons. Seriously, I know every member of the city council in
Well,
Jordan.
that's a good point. In a small town, you're likely to know the person you voted for.
Yeah, his kid plays baseball with my kid.
That's not true in the closer
No.
you get to the country's tallest building.
Absolutely
For
not.
example, most of the city council people don't even have families.
No.
Children.
They're at South by Southwest talking in.
But that still doesn't answer my question. Well, I guess John did answer.
Well, not really. In a perfect world, we all have what we think the government should do, right? I mean, we could all sit and write an outline.
No, I don't even have that in mind.
Okay,
Really?
what expectations do you have of the government aside from the localities, water, electric?
Keep it state. Keep it with the state.
What expectations from the state do you have? Because you are independent. You have no demands on the state to provide you with extra services. Well, because
and the political class would look at me as an anomaly.
Right.
They would think that I'm an oppressor.
Which is not the right word.
Right, but that's how it would be viewed.
Yes. You're lucky.
You're
lucky.
I am merely lucky.
You're lucky. You don't have to do that. Yes.
I can think of nothing that I want from the government that they're providing, I guess, what I would need. We have a fire department and a police department.
Lower tabs, lower license tabs.
Not according to what's her name. She wants to increase them 4 times.
Where did I read it? I was reading something about the legislature is debating whether a guy who owns more than one liquor store can take wine from one of the liquor stores and use that wine to beef up the stock of depleted wine in his other liquor store.
Why?
Bear with me. That's forbidden.
Why?
If you own more than one liquor store, you can't take wine from one and put it on the shelves of your other one because now the unions intervene. And they say, no, that's you're basically constructing a warehousing situation, and that would take us out of the picture. In other words, the unions would demand that the liquor still must be picked up and delivered from a warehouse.
Oh my God!
So that and they have lobbyists and they appeal to the legislature, and even Lee Finke said, well, why in the hell can't somebody that owns 2 liquor stores move some wine to their other liquor store? Well, because it's on the books. I don't know when it was put on the books, but that's how arcane and involved the government is in your daily life.
Can I share something with you? Because when
Is
Mike
it germane to what I'm talking about?
When Mike and I used to do the beer show on 1500, when we talked to a lot of these brewers, the liquor laws in this state were basically from 1920. And they said, we can't, they're basically telling us we can't grow our business, which is going to result in them getting more tax money, because everything about that is exactly what you just said. None of it made any sense.
Now, take that and put it in everything that the state is involved with. A great example would be getting the new weed laws out and running.
They can't do it.
It's been a disaster at every single step along the way.
The government is too big.
The health care they did for a few years, that was a disaster, that MinCare garbage.
Okay, now you're getting back to my initial proposition, which was only half facetious. We have enabled a homeless population. We have enabled a drug-addicted population. We have enabled a population dependent on the government for SNAP benefits. We have enabled everything you can come up with. We provide free transportation on the light rail. And don't tell me it isn't free, because those people aren't paying for it. So the government has become too sprawling, too big. Department of Human Services is so big and so arcane that they seize a rule that allows them to pretend they didn't think they could intervene when kickbacks were seen in fraud estimations. Well, we don't think we can handle that. That's like a group of Girl Scout mothers standing at the end of the driveway watching their daughters skim money from their collections and saying, boy, there's a lot of fraud in Girl Scout cookies. I wonder what there's nothing we can do about it.
We're not authorized.
Yeah. It's too big. We're not going to fix this. The best you can do is, I said this last week, we're still allowed to make money in this country.
For how long?
No,
Okay,
bear me out.
Yes.
We're allowed to. You can make as much as you want, but the rules placed on you for doing so increase exponentially every year.
Listen to this. A friend of mine He's an electrician, owns his own business. He sent me this last week. In the state of Minnesota, if you want to work for an electrician and you don't have any schooling and you don't hold a journeyman's or a master's license, you must get a license from the state that says you're unlicensed.
Oh, my God.
And then you have to go to continuing education every year to keep that unlicensed license up.
Okay, look at this program.
God.
Look at this program right now in Hennepin County. We have $2 million available to supplement the income you lost during the Metro surge. Now, granted, that was a horrible time, and the ICE people that were in here behaved poorly, and I don't condone any of it. But we have enabled, the government is there to enable you to not go to work. You didn't go to work. That was your decision to not go to work, right? That's your decision.
Paid family leave.
So we now, because we are the government, we're going to create a new fund for you to tap to make up for the money that you lost because you decided not to go to work. You weren't forced not to go to work. Now, granted, that's a tough one to
No, it's not.
Analyze.
No, it's not. It's easy. You just nailed it.
Well,
you decided not to go to work.
So, and sure enough, there's a program for that. There's a program for that. You stayed home, we'll create a program for you. Oh. So you can still succeed in this country by working hard, but they're going to run out of your money.
The harder you work, the more they take from you.
They're going to run out of your money, and then they won't know what to do because none of them ever worked. They won't know what to do. Right now, it's flush. Oh, man, we'll just pull this spigot and spill out another couple billion for this and that. But you can't continue this way.
Well, and just think of what Kenny just said about was it your buddy, Kenny, the electrician?
Yeah.
Basically, you got to go through all those loopholes to just get documentation that says you're unlicensed, and yet how many different programs like that exist, and yet they're fighting the fact that we don't want you to have an ID when you come to vote.
In the case of the unlicensed license, I think it's just a money grab.
Yeah.
I think it's just to get your $20 fee or whatever the fee might be.
If this is something that people in support of Trump thought he would cure, they have a derangement syndrome. He can't. He hasn't done anything to cure what we're discussing.
Well, you know what? Who does?
That's my point. My point is that people place their hopes in he'll solve this. No, we right now have zero growth in this
Nobody
economy.
will solve this.
Earlier you said nothing's going to change. You're right, because all these people, and I don't care which party you pick, they're on that third rail that you
They're
always
third
talk
rail
about.
people. They're enjoying their life, and they don't lead the life that we lead.
Yeah.
And Trump's not the answer. Harris wouldn't have been the answer. Nobody's the answer. It's going to take a miracle answer to come along. Gavin Newsom's not the answer.
God help us.
It's a complete crash of the government.
It is. It really is. And we're witnessing it play out in real time, that their incompetencies were always hidden from us so long as we could afford them to be incompetent. We can no longer afford their incompetency.
What's
we just
coming
can't
up on
afford
the
it.
ride?
What's going up on the ride?
We're too deep.
And it's happening right before our eyes. You are governed by people who say, we didn't think we could stop kickbacks. We didn't think we had to do anything about that. Are you kidding me? They've lost all sense of right and wrong. That's how powerful the third rail is. And I would submit to you that the likes of Shireen Gandhi, who is not even a federal official, she's the head of a local Department of Human Services state, she's third rail. She's protected from what we're not protected from.
They all are.
Accountability, for example, personal responsibility, knowing right from wrong. Does that all disappear when you enter the political class? No, there are some politicians for whom that does not disappear. Are they getting anywhere? I'm unaware of it. This is why I asked the question. When you get up in the morning, what are you thankful for that, oh, my God, thank God the government's still functioning and because it does X, Y, and Z? What? It doesn't do a damn thing.
Well, even look at it right now. It's not functioning. I mean, Matthew's dealing with it at the airport.
It's not functioning. No. And then they created this Family Leave Act. That won't function. No. It's already over budget.
Speaking of Newsom and over budget, please tell me that you guys saw the story about the preserve bridge that they built in California.
I'm unaware of the bridge.
Well, they built a bridge over, I don't know if it's 5. It's a major freeway in California. So
5's a pretty major one.
So that wildlife could, walk from this particular place to that particular place.
Well, you got to save animals. I'm on board so far.
And the original budget for that was $50 million.
Oh, what did it grow to?
Well, it's up to 115.
Yeah. Anything built?
Not even close to being done.
Isn't that something?
But they've got this ding-ding bridge.
But they got a picture of it.
But it's exactly what you're talking about. Hey, this is only going to cost us $50 million. You could replace the wildlife bridge with the Southwest Light Rail line. Everything's a joke.
Which is why I say no, not one nickel for homelessness. At the very least, try it for 6 months and see what happens.
I got to find this story because it's hilarious.
At the very least, try it. Because what you're doing doesn't work. All you're doing is spending money on yourselves.
Right.
That doesn't work to help a homeless person.
I can hear them now calling you a heartless bastard for hating the homeless.
No, I'm a heartless bastard because I have no obligation to provide you a living for pretending you're doing something.
Why would they let facts get in the way of their narrative? You're a bastard. You hate the homeless. That's why you're pulling the funding, and that's how it would happen in real life.
Actually, I like people, and I would hope that that my answer could provide them a kickstart, because you can't turn to the government anymore. They're not there. Plus, you've been turning to them, and you haven't gotten a thing.
You would get run out of the government with your non-governmental, anti-governmental ideas.
Yes, I would.
You'd get kicked off the third rail.
All right, now everybody come with me on this journey.
Where are we going?
We're going to head to California.
All right.
The project manager of this particular bridge, Joe, her name is Beth Pratt.
Beth Pratt.
So imagine Beth. She's got the nice long blonde curly hair with the hard hat on and the pink vest, and she's holding a stuffed lion.
She has a lion.
Yep.
Well, do we know why she's holding a stuffed lion?
Because this bridge was meant to help wildlife.
There are no lions in California.
Well, mountain lions.
Well, there are, but,
maybe that's what this is supposed to be.
Okay, maybe it's a mountain lion.
So she's talking about how this is supposed to be an animal sanctuary. And I'm not joking, it's right over a major freeway. I'll find out which one it is. But let's hear from Beth for a moment, shall we?
Sure.
Look at this. This is a full-fledged habitat for everything from mountain lions to monarch butterflies, but you can also see the various habitats being designed here, from rock habitat to different slopes where animals large and small will not just travel over this, but actually live. What's left?
Wow.
Well, we're about to enter the final stage of construction. This structure is pretty much done, but we have to build the secondary structure over Agora Road so that the animals will not touch pavement at all. And what you're going to see...
Now you said it wasn't begun. She said it's almost done.
Are you referring
that
to
was from a while ago. Yeah,
is
go
it
ahead,
the Wallace-Annenberg Wildlife Crossing?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
They're calling it the $114 million Butterfly Bridge.
Yep. Where the family of mountain lions is going to set up shop and live there.
That's not something you can make fun of, Chris, because these wildlife bridges are all over the western states, and they're very successful. You need to focus on the ridiculous dollar amount.
That's, I guess, what I was
all
focusing
the
on.
ridiculous nonsense that she just said.
Was that her music, or did you add that?
No, that's just part of the storyline.
I see. Yeah.
Bro.
Did she have a hard hat on?
She did.
Yeah.
And it looks like it crosses the 101.
It's the 101.
101. Yep. Okay, thank you.
Chris.
Where?
Always.
In the L.A. area?
Yeah.
Chris always say that you added the element, so it makes like you worked harder. Okay, I'm still teaching you. So yes, I went through different tracks.
Yeah, I
and
just
this is one
trying
that
to find
matched up
something that
perfectly
was
with it, yes.
symbolic of the
Just
moment,
for the
Joe.
future. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Matthew.
Well, one thing we've learned.
I would put, you know what I would do, Chris? I would put my deer stand on that bridge. And I would sit there with my Elmer Fudd hat on.
Oh my God.
The one thing we learned is that people in the public, third rail, are really, really lousy at budgeting. Whether it's a school district or a bridge project or whatever it is, they are lousy budgeteers.
How about a war effort?
War effort. Yeah, we need another 200 million.
I got it.
Billion.
Wait till
billion.
the very diverse St. Paul City Council gets a hold of this wildlife bridge above that freeway. 94 is going to be reimagined after all.
Rethinking 94. Yeah. Reimagining.
Hey, come on in. We can set up a homeless camp on this bridge.
We got homeless wildlife.
Right.
Homeless grazing.
That's it. We just solved it.
Bears have been as close as St. Agnes Church.
Mm-hmm. They hungry? Come on in,
No,
fellas.
they're in the
There's
choir.
no animals
They're the
allowed on the
baritones.
St. Paul Bridge, Joe. It's all homeless.
Yeah.
It's the unhoused.
That's it. That's how we're going to solve homelessness in St. Paul and Minneapolis. We're going
Unhoused
to put them on a
town,
bridge.
On a bridge.
I would say I would try it. I would say from here on out, the city of St. Paul provides no public funding whatsoever to address homelessness. We have tried that. It doesn't work. We have completely shut it off, turned it off. Wait 6 months and see what happens. It couldn't be worse than it is today.
Right.
It couldn't be worse because the homeless today aren't getting any money anyway. There's nothing anyone can show me that's been accomplished.
Plus, we just wrapped up winter, so
Put the signs everywhere.
Yeah.
From this moment on, no homeless funds will be provided by the city of St. Paul. Zero. See what happens in 6 months.
well, you're going to have protests up the wazoo.
Too bad.
Well, I think you've solved this. You've effectively solved the homeless
I think so.
problem.
I think so.
Tomorrow is what? Global warming?
No, I don't have to solve that because that's not a problem. Climate always changes, always has.
Joe just gets up at a podium. It's done.
Yeah.
It's over.
I don't want to hear another word.
Well, that's how
about
I
it.
would do it.
That's right.
I would get something done.
Oh, okay, Mayor.
Yeah, you can't even control us. So what the hell are you talking about?
You like pie?
I do, and that's how we used to take care of bums.
Right. Put it on the windowsill.
You mean hobos?
No, bums.
They're hobos.
Okay, hobos. I
No, they're
know,
bums.
guys. What's the town in Iowa?
Ames.
No, the town in
Davenport,
Iowa. is
Des Moines.
No, the
Des
hobo.
Moines.
The hobo capital
Four Corners.
of the world is in Iowa. Seriously.
Waterloo?
No, shoot. John, quick.
What town was Angie from?
I don't think she was from the bum capital.
She was from Altoona.
Britt, Iowa. Thank you, Gabe.
Yes,
Britt,
you're
Iowa. I know guys who own the bank in Britt, Iowa.
Where the heck is Britain?
The Hobo Festival every summer reprises exactly what I'm talking about.
They have a hobo museum.
They got it all. And this is where you could get a pie.
All right, boys, I know where we're going on our next road trip. Go check out the Hobo Museum.
I know guys who own a bank in Britt. It's their headquarters. And
You
it's
would.
it's the hobo capital of the United States.
It makes the poorest town in the country. You know the banker. That does not surprise
It's
me
not
at
the
all.
poorest town in the country. It's a town that's capitalized on its history.
All those maggots
No,
in that
no,
town
no.
owe your buddy money.
No.
He's got the note for all of their cardboard houses.
No, they have a big to do every summer. They have a festival,
Yeah.
and
We know.
they get the pie and the whole
They
deal.
have a hobo auction. Wonder
Yeah,
what
they
that
got everything,
involves.
John. They're
Wait,
into it.
what do you mean by
I
that?
bet there's no
What do you mean by
homeless
that?
people in Britt, Iowa.
You know.
Here's Joe's reason. They have a hobo classic car show every
There
year.
you are.
Oh, I bet those cars are.
There you
pristine.
are.
I bet they've got rust on. I bet they have the rust on.
No, they're like Lebowski's car. Some homeless guy uses it for a bathroom.
Just
They had
outside
a-
of Mason City.
They had an orgy in.
Yeah, well, at least I'm thinking.
Hobo king and queen coronation.
Oh, boy.
What about the hobo auction? How does that work? Give me 5, give me 10.
Buy yourself a hobo.
Get yourself a pie.
You ever been an auctioneer, Matthew? That was pretty good.
I have. I am available for.
Say, as the winter turns, you might want to address your garage door. Either you're going to have to fix up your current door because she didn't serve you well this winter, or maybe you need a new door. Get a hold of Precision Garage Door. They have models of new doors for every budget. Just call them up. They'll send out a new door designer. That'll increase the value of your home, save energy, provide better security. You can marry all that security to your home security. And right now, GLers get a $400 trade-in credit for your old garage door when you purchase a new garage door from Precision Door. If you still think your current door is okay, just get a $79 safe and sound package tune-up, or let them throw the diagnostics at it.
Yeah.
You know, the stethoscope and stuff like that. They'll figure out if you need anything on that garage door. Book online at Precision Door, MN, one word, precisiondoormn.com, or call Precision Door at 612-263-6985 to schedule your free on-site new door estimate or book a safe and sound package with Precision Door.
The Earth is not your mother. The Joe Souchere Show.
Here's John Heidt.
Well, thank you, Joe. This news is brought to you by North American Banking Company. I was already, the news, there's a lot of weird stuff in the news this morning. I was already kind of depressed, and then the first 48 minutes of the show didn't help me much. How about you guys?
Let me tell you something else.
Let me tell you something right now.
In case you don't have this in your news.
Okay.
The market's only down 400 points.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Gas is about $23 a gallon.
I'm taking all my money and investing in Bitcoin.
Today is a good day to listen to Mr. Money Talk, by the way, at the end of the show.
They're all good days to listen to Mr.
That's a very
Money
good
Talk.
point. That's a very good point.
A sports note or two here to start things off. The Golden Gophers are moving on from men's hockey coach Bob Motzko after 8 seasons. His firing comes one day after Mark Coyle announced the departure of longtime women's hockey coach Brad Frost. In his time with the Gophers, Motzko led Minnesota to back-to-back NCAA Frozen Fours in 2021 and 22 and 2022-23, 3 Big Ten Conference championships, and 5 NCAA tournament appearances. However, things did not go well this past season.
No.
They posted an 11-22-3 record, the program's first losing season in 16 years, and its worst record in more than 50 years.
Let me just say that any school in the country that plays hockey is as likely to get a great hockey player as Minnesota once did. The days of Minnesota automatically having the best players is long gone.
Well, look at just what you're competing against just in this state now that St. Thomas is going to become a powerhouse.
You got kids raised in Phoenix who are becoming NHL players.
Yep.
And one other sports note, and I don't know what this one means. I'm sure we'll be debating this until the season starts. The Vikings have signed Carson Wentz again. So
I think this means that they will be trading J.J.
That
McCarthy.
means J.J. gone.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on from J.J. probably.
Yeah.
In news, on the legislative front, almost everyone agrees that Hennepin Healthcare's downtown Minneapolis Hospital, HCMC, is the state's premier Level 1 trauma center, and the legislature were talking about that yesterday. The House Tax Committee Chair, Aisha Gomez, said if you get a major burn, you want to go to HCMC. If you get shot by a gun, you want to go to HCMC. It operates the busiest emergency departments in Minnesota with over 100,000 visits annually, said Michelle Benson of the Minnesota Hospital Association. Its patient population is more than 75% publicly insured or uninsured. HCMC's financial health, though, is on life support, mostly due to a massive burden of uncompensated care for patients with no insurance. The cost of that care for HCMC totaled $90 million in 2024, the most recent figures available. It represented 20% of all uncompensated care in Minnesota in 2024. House Tax Committee Chair Greg David said the solution is going to come from this committee. It'll have to come from right here. No bill was heard in the Tax Committee yesterday, but the issue will be debated later this year in the House and Senate. From the Star Tribune, a depressing story about, human beings in general. I know, no editorial comment from the newsman, but this one. Rochester area man has been charged with 2 felonies after he shot his neighbor's 2 dogs in January.
What?
Olmsted County Attorney's Office has charged 67-year-old Craig Reichel of Chatfield with 2 counts of felony mistreatment of animals and 2 gross misdemeanor counts of third-degree damage to property. Reichel is the founder of Rochester-based Reichel Foods, which makes Dippin' Sticks and other snacks. Michael and Gail Trusty had been reviewing their legal options to go after their neighbor after their Golden Doodle Sadie and Great Pyrenees Bertha wandered away more than 2 months ago and didn't come back home. According to court records and an online fundraiser, the dogs wandered onto Reichel's property, likely attracted by a deer carcass pile that he used to bait and shoot coyotes. The trustees had let the dogs outside for a bathroom break around 7:30 in the evening, they said, but the dogs didn't come back. The pair searched the area that night, and the next morning they found Bertha's body and followed a blood trail to the carcass pile on Reichel's property. Reichel initially told neighbors he didn't see the dogs. But when questioned by Olmsted County Sheriff's deputies, he said, he shot both white dogs because they were chasing deer and threatening his pets. Court records say Reichel later told the deputy his own dogs weren't actually even outside, but he said the trustees' pets were still running at deer. Trail camera photographs obtained by deputies showed both dogs just standing near the deer carcass pile calmly at the time they were shot, according to the complaint. Trusty also said his dogs couldn't have been chasing after deer as Bertha had arthritis and couldn't run more than a few steps.
Not this story so much, but on a daily basis, most of the news we hear, it's almost as though we should apologize to God.
Tough to argue with.
Like our bad, we're sorry for.
Sorry, God.
Yeah.
Like an act of contrition.
I'm curious. I don't know if I want to fight about this one or not.
Well, then don't.
Get
Let's
religious.
Whose side are you on here?
Whoa,
Whose side are you on
whose side
with
are
this
you on?
last story?
And not the devils. Not the devils.
The people who got their dogs shot.
The dogs that were trespassing on the other man's land.
Just blow it out your ass.
Wow.
Dog that can barely walk.
They can't read no trespassing
Arthritic
signs.
dog limping around
Trespassing
out
on
there.
another man's land.
On tape, they're sitting there just. minding
They're
their own
trespassing
business.
on another person's property.
Boy, I'm glad I don't live near you and my little pooch gets in your yard.
So am I.
Yeah.
What happens if the Russian neighbors Kenny's dealing
Well,
with?
you got a cow at the end of the driveway.
Hey, my cow!
We've had 3 different dogs hanging out at our house this winter. I've never had that before.
Well, I'm surprised you didn't shoot him.
I would never shoot a dog. Well, of
Well,
course
you just said
know.
you would. It was trespassing.
Unless properly motivated.
No, you admitted you're a dog murderer, Christy.
Did not at any point say the dog deserves
You and Christy,
to die.
huh?
Christy
I just
Olsen.
asked a simple question.
Yeah.
I sometimes, after the show's over,
You
can't decide if I
apologize to
should-
God.
No, I can't decide if I should be mad at Kenny or if he's just,
I
fooling
just
around
asked
with my
a
head.
question.
This is one of those situations, I think.
The dogs, they were trespassing.
That's
were
too
they
bad,
not?
Kenny. That's too bad. John, do you have another story?
What happens if a
Joe-
nice, cute raccoon wanders under your yard, Kenny? Then what happens?
They're having raccoon for dinner.
Bleeping trash panda, he calls
for
them.
dinner. After he was previously sentenced for a crash that killed 5 women in South Minneapolis, Derek Thompson now has been given a federal sentence of over 14 years on different charges. These are possession charges. Court records from the federal court show Thompson was sentenced to 171 months or 14 and a quarter years for federal charges stemming from the crash in 2023 in which drugs and a weapon were found inside his car. You'll remember back in 2025, Thompson was previously sentenced to more than 58 years in state prison after he was found guilty of 15 charges relating to the deaths in the crash in a Minnesota courtroom.
See?
I
Sorry,
did the
God.
math. 73 years.
Good.
So, yeah, and I couldn't find anywhere on any story.
Die in prison, if not sooner.
Yeah, if they run concurrent or not.
Well,
So-
and recall,
Yeah,
didn't he have another case in, was it California?
Yes.
Where it's like, well, why was he out in the first place?
Well, we don't put people. We don't hold people accountable.
Does the state?
You got to do it. You got to do something that bad before you get put in jail.
Does the state cut deals, or does he have to serve all those?
Oh God, I hope he serves the whole time.
Well, I do too, but I want to make sure.
I don't know. What's your name?
Kevin.
That's
Kevin.
Rook.
Yeah.
Mayor Jacob Fry,
Sorry, God.
Minneapolis.
I saw RT at the airport, by the way. He says hello.
Hi, RT. How are you?
RT.
Those were the days, weren't they?
I told him that too. I said, Suit should have you back in a second.
Did he cross-country ski to the airport?
He did not Birkebein.
Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry runs through the streets of the city, dressed in dress clothes and wearing running shoes in a new video inviting people to visit Minneapolis.
Sure. Stop at one of the coffee shops.
Well, the number of federal agents there has dwindled. The
Here's
city's
our
economy.
former Kmart on Lake Street.
Is he running from a crime scene or to a crime scene?
During and after the surge, the mayor
I got to see this.
took on the role of a spokesman for the city, doing multiple interviews with national news outlets. Now the city and Meet Minneapolis, the city's convention and visitors bureau, have made a video in which the mayor is front and center talking about how he fell in love with the city while running in the Twin Cities Marathon.
I fell in love with Minneapolis while running the Twin Cities Marathon.
That's what I said.
So the best way to experience
turn that
Minneapolis.
guy
Oh,
off.
I didn't even think it would last that long.
The video is circulating right now on social.
Has he got the brand new sneakers on?
Oh, yeah. Oh, there he's
sneakers.
at Target Field. Oh, no, he's walking across the bridge. That's nice. Oh, he's getting on
Is
light
there any
rail.
gunshots you can hear?
I don't think I hear anything. Oh, now he's at the Walker. That's
Shorts
nice.
or long pants?
Oh, he's in dress pants.
He's
yeah.
in, dress clothes. Do you listen to my news, Rook? Come on.
I was more worried about the
Oh,
shoes.
now he's going around the lake.
Let's take a break. Chris, tear yourself away from that video now because you have to do a commercial for us.
For North American Banking Company. You know what? Bilski's not going to get all dressed up and go running from bank to bank. That's not what he does. You know why? Because they are genuine at North American Banking Company. And they've been doing difference to create what, Joe?
Just to follow my lead.
Gotcha. They have been creating a better banking experience, Joe, at North American Banking Company since 1998. Locally owned and operated with that personalized touch. That's what you'll get from North American Banking Company. banking done differently. And 6 convenient and easy Twin Cities locations to serve you, whether it's 50th in France, Hastings, Woodbury, Shoreview, Maple Grove. Oh, also in Roseville, by the way. They offer the same updated online and mobile banking tools as all of those other big national banks. And it doesn't matter what you're looking to do. Maybe you're looking to buy a new home. Maybe you're looking to finance a new home renovation project. Maybe you're looking at getting that new car or expanding your business. Yeah, you business owners, North American Banking Company is here for you. But your first step is checking them out online today. It's nabankco.com to learn more. Once again, it's banking done differently. North American Banking Company, member FDIC, is an equal housing lender. Johnny?
Thanks, Chris. In the Middle East, as they threatened yesterday, Iran intensified its attacks on oil and natural gas facilities around the Gulf, raising the stakes in the war that's sending shockwaves through the global economy. The cost of a barrel of oil went up to $119 as of this morning. The strikes in retaliation for an Israeli attack on a key Iranian gas field sent fuel prices soaring and risked Iran's Arab neighbors directly into the conflict. The Pentagon, meanwhile, is seeking $200 billion in additional funds for the war, a sizable amount that's certain to be met with questions from Congress, which would need to approve any new money. The department sent the request to the White House, according to a senior administration official. Asked about the figure at a press conference today, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth did not directly confirm the amount, saying it could change and adding it takes money to kill bad guys.
Yep, it takes a lot of money to kill bad guys.
It's an extraordinarily high number. It comes on top of extra funding the Defense Department already got last year in President Trump's big tax cuts bill. Such a request would need to be approved by Congress, and it's not at all clear such spending would have political support from both parties. The nation's debt, by the way, this week has surged past a record $39 trillion.
And nobody seems to care about that.
It appears Russia is supplying oil for Cuba. They're covertly shipping oil to Cuba using deceptive shipping tactics to bypass U.S. sanctions, according to maritime intelligence reports, and as the island grapples with fuel shortages and power outages. One alleged delivery came amid one of Cuba's worst energy crises and ahead of a grid collapse on March 16th, which left roughly 10 million people without electricity. According to Dmitry Peskov of the Kremlin, he said, "We are ready to provide all possible assistance to Cuba." He said that at a briefing 2 days ago, according to the Moscow Times.
Say, all you Marxists on the Minneapolis Council, well, explain to me how Cuba has flourished over the last 65 years. What's improved there? Anything? Oh, thank you. Go ahead, John.
Yep.
Cesar Chavez, co-founder of the United Farm Workers, has been accused of sexually abusing girls and women connected to the farm worker movement in the 1960s and 1970s. An investigation published by the New York Times yesterday described a pattern of misconduct that complicates Chavez's legacy as a U.S. labor rights figure. Dolores Huerta, UFW co-founder, said she experienced 2 sexual encounters with him in the 1960s. She described the first as manipulative and coercive and the second as forced. Huerta, now 95 years old, said she previously stayed silent to protect the labor movement. Chavez died in 1993, credited with organizing farm workers and advancing Latino civil rights, helping to secure better wages, safer working conditions, and legal protections. Several other women also told of being abused by Chavez when they were in their teens. Marches to honor Chavez were called off in Austin, Texas, Tucson, Arizona, and elsewhere. Officials in multiple states said they would consider renaming the scores of streets and schools named in his honor. Governor Gavin Newsom of California said none of us knew, noting that he planned to discuss with legislators whether to rename Cesar Chavez Day on March 31st. Here in the Twin Cities, the Board of Directors and School Directors of Academia Cesar Chavez, which operates elementary and middle school programs at its school on St. Paul's East Side, called the allegations deeply troubling, saying these developments are profoundly concerning. We take any allegations of harm, especially those involving young people and children, with the utmost seriousness.
You know, they're getting windmilled, aren't they? Mm-hmm. They don't know what to do now.
Cesar had 12 children.
By one woman?
With his first wife, he had 8 kids.
Yeah. He's a busy guy.
Yeah, he had a lot on his mind.
Yeah.
I again have a question.
Okay.
Are any of these allegations proven?
I don't know. John's your news guy. Why don't you ask him?
I was actually asking him. You were butting in once again.
Prove it in what way?
Well, I don't like John. Like Joe said, they're windmilling themselves. But do they have proof that he actually did these horrendous acts?
We have eyewitnesses.
The woman is the whore. The woman is very well respected within the labor movement. Has been for 60 years.
Yeah.
So I guess she's an eyewitness.
Well, they're not going to knock him off the pedestal he's on for no reason.
Senior UFW
He's good
figures
for business.
Later said that Chavez engaged in adultery during the latter part of the 70s. They kept this knowledge quiet so as not to damage his reputation as a devoted Catholic man.
Sure.
After Helen, his wife, read a love letter written by Chavez to another woman, she temporarily left La Paz, lived with one of his daughters in Delano. Chavez denied the affairs.
Delano, Minnesota?
I don't think it's Minnesota. He denied the affairs and later convinced his wife to return to their home.
He's a sweet talker, that Caesar.
Yeah, deny everything.
There's always been stories about the adultery, and that wouldn't bother me. I don't care about the adultery, but if you got kids involved, then sex with,
they're not gonna throw away their breadwinner without one hell of a good reason.
Just so you know, if you guys weren't aware, we're toward the end here of National Introverts Week.
Huh. You wouldn't know it from this show.
What does that mean?
The week is celebrated during the third full week of March every year. It was founded by Matthew Pollard, author of the book, The Introvert's Edge.
Huh.
He's also the host of a podcast.
Everyone's celebrated by
That's a
staying
good
in.
one.
It was founded to appreciate introverts all over the world for their qualities and to encourage them to stand proud in their identities rather than comparing themselves to extroverts. It's not only extroverts who get ahead in life and reap all the benefits, so it's high time, they said, that many stereotypes around introverts be smashed and the record set straight.
John, thank you.
I'm not an introvert. I'm aloof. It's not that I'm afraid of you. I just don't care about you.
You just walk around your yard with a gun and shoot dogs.
In your underwear.
It turns out that all the animals have been talking about me, and the things they've been saying about me are not nice.
You had a guest yesterday who talks to animals.
He understands a bit what they're saying. He has translated, what animals say.
Does he believe the animals talk about us?
Nonstop. They really do.
Really?
And the speech crosses over species lines. So when the squirrels start bitching about me in my backyard, the birds are paying attention.
The crows understand.
Yeah, he's a jack.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you should have seen him the other day. Oh, yeah. No,
So it's kind of like this. Can you believe this guy?
When he comes out the back door, you should definitely run. Run fast. Yeah.
John, thank you.
Just like his roommate.
You're welcome.
Woof.
I was 17, my old man was 55. If you do the math between the two of us, that's 72 years of life. An eternity, so it seemed to me. How could anything live that long? Now I say my folks were only 84 the year that they passed on. For a little while it
Here's a man who spends hours in hardware stores, sifting through the nuts and bolts of life. Joe Souchere.
Let's talk about We Are Nuts and wearenutsmn.com. Joe, look at that snack up there on the screen. The maple bourbon toffee almonds. I got to tell you, that's dang near perfection as a snack, courtesy of We Are Nuts. And right now, it's Nut Madness. That's right. You're going to get 25% off any purchase over $25. Call 612-781-6596 or just go to the website, wearenutsmn.com, and place your order. That runs through the end of the month, Kenny Olson. That's Nut Madness.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Jesus.
In conjunction with the basketball season. You know, it starts today. Nut Madness in conjunction with March Madness, Joe.
Games are already underway.
I know. My dad is texting me. Are you seeing this? No, Dad.
We're working.
I'm at work. I'm not watching college basketball. I will be later, though, by the way. In any event, you can get them at Fratelloni's Hardware and Garden Stores, Max Hardware, Lunds and Byerly's, Kowalski's Markets, Cub Foods, County Market up on John Height's Way, and Colburn's. All and also 700 different Quick Trip locations carries We Are Nuts. It's a wonderful family-owned operation making quality snacks right here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Place your order and let them know you heard about them on the Garage Logic podcast.
You know who I have to win the whole thing?
Arizona.
St. Louis Billikens.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I have them in an upset, but not going all the way.
I am going all the way.
You always pick a school that a kid went to, don't you?
Well, I'm loyal to the investments I've made.
The Jesuits.
St. Louis has a guy named Robbie Avila, who's a dork. He looks like a dork.
Okay.
He's considered the best slow guy in all of basketball.
Really?
He lumbers up and down the court, but technically the guy is brilliant.
Is this the guy they call the White Jabbar?
Might be. He's got the goggles.
Yep.
He's really fun to watch, and he's really good. But a lot of times he doesn't make it down for the next play. He's kind of lumbering.
Wait for me kind of a thing?
Yeah.
Okay. My favorite part about March Madness is how obsessed you become with a random school that goes on a run. You do it almost every single year.
That's why I hope for the Billikens.
Yeah. Well, you know a lot about that school, but what was the school that beat Kentucky a couple of years ago? Was it St. Mary something or other? And you became obsessed with the school.
Oh, yeah. They operated out of a little gym in New Jersey or
right,
something.
Yes.
Yeah. Say, I always wait for this report every year. It just gives me a warm
This is
feeling.
exciting. I love
this is the
reports.
World's Happiness Report.
Oh, good. Yes. Well,
It's Thursday, isn't
it's
it?
uplifting.
Yeah.
Uplifting.
And I'd like to see where I always like to see where the United States ranks,
Yeah.
in the World Happy rankings. And it's put out by the Wellbeing Research Center at the University of Oxford. Finland is the happiest country in the world for the 9th year in a row.
Finns are really happy, huh?
One-
Mikko Koivus?
One thing that occurs to me is that, I'm very serious when I say this, I would love to know, do they not watch the news in Finland? Seriously, is there a Finnish version of Fox and CNN? And if so, do they ignore it? Or better yet, is there no Finnish version of CNN and Fox?
I bet there's a version, but there's really no. They're not controversial.
Think about it. What are they involved with globally
There's
right
nothing
now?
that they.
They are the ultimate flyover country, are they not?
Well, yeah, and they're happy about it.
That's why they're happy.
They're happy.
They're not mixed up in any of the BS right now.
This report apparently highlights how life is evaluated from those under 25 years old in the U.S., Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Europe. And let's see. New entry to the top 5 on the list is Costa Rica. Costa Rica. That's the 4th happiest place in the world. They were 23rd place in 2023.
Got it.
They're getting happier.
They're
Costa bleeping Rica.
That's right. And in Costa Rica, we think it's because of the quality and their social lives and the stability. And this is according to J. Emmanuel de Neve, an Oxford economics professor who directs the Wellbeing Research Center and co-edits the World Happiness Report. Latin America more generally has strong family ties, strong social ties, a great level of social capital. It's just a really nice place, Matt.
a happy place.
Where is the U.S., I wonder? Let's see if we can find the U.S.
136.
The World Happy Report.
Yeah.
Let's see. Country rankings were based on answers given to around 100,000 people in 140 countries and territories. I would love to have gotten that survey. I did not. The study was done in partnership with the analytics team from Gallup and the UN Sustainable Development Solutions Network. Let's see. I'm not finding where the U.S. is. Wait,
Maybe.
I have another page.
Maybe they had no opinion.
It's between...
Oh, I got it. The 2026 rankings mark the second year in a row that no English-speaking country appears in the top 10. The United States is in 23rd place as the happiest place on earth. Canada is 25th, and Britain 29th.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's because they're in Europe.
Interesting.
Finland, number 1.
May I
ninth year in a row.
May I bring this back around to earlier in the show?
Sure.
I went to the AI overview saying why are Finlanders so happy? And number 1, high levels of trust. Finns have immense trust in their government, public institutions, and each other with high levels of social cohesion.
Commies.
Is that where they wear the wooden clogs?
Well, speaking of
Holland.
commies, Kenny, the third one is robust welfare state. The state provides free education, affordable, high-quality health care, strong social safety nets. So,
what about homeless people? Do they have, as Joe calls them, bums?
Bums?
They have Finnish bums.
They have bums.
Wouldn't it be gratifying to have a high level of trust in government? Wouldn't that I can see where that would contribute to happiness.
I can't even.
I can't imagine it.
That. Yeah.
Is there a time in America when we did? Do you think?
I'm sure there has been periods where we were very content and reasonably certain that government was acting in our best interest.
Only when Nixon was here.
Not him.
That was straight-laced.
Maybe the 50s. I don't know. Truman and Eisenhower.
Pre-Agent Orange.
Abe Lincoln. There's a lot of presidents.
Yeah, Rook makes a point. Pre-Vietnam, probably.
Maybe pre-Vietnam. But the Finns, now you're condemning them as commies. It's a quasi.
Kenny, not me.
Yeah, it's a quasi socialism. But here's the deal: you could get away with those kinds of public programs in a country. Well, look up the population of Finland, John. Okay. Look up the population of Finland, and it's gorgeous. That might contribute to the happiness. Although such long winters, you'd think that would get your dauber down.
5.65 million people.
Well, there's your answer right there. There's your answer. There's more people than that in the metro area of the Twin Cities.
I was just going to say, they're smaller than us.
And I don't know. It's long. It's a long, narrow country. But I bet if you squeeze her together, like make a patty out of it, it's probably no bigger than Montana or West Virginia or something. It's
like a smash country.
You can get away with those programs in small countries.
Have you ever been to Finland, Minnesota?
Plus, I'll tell you another thing about Finland. It's probably full of Finlanders.
I bet.
Mostly Finlanders.
That's how that works.
Yeah. So doesn't surprise me that we're Sweden. I don't have the list. I just have the story. I wish I had the list. We're Sweden, I wonder.
What is it? List of happiest countries?
Yeah.
2026?
2026 by the Well-Being Foundation. I bet Sweden's ahead of us. I bet 22 countries are ahead of the United States.
Sweden, by the way, is just east of Norway. You were asking where is it?
I'm aware of that. And nobody fought the commies more vigilantly than the Finlanders on cross-country skis.
Vigilantly, probably is what you meant, right?
What did I say?
Village.
Well, they had villages where they fought them from the villages.
Vigilantly in the villages.
Maybe these guys just have been nipping at the fireball all the time, and they've got kind of a low-grade buzz going at all times.
Wouldn't surprise me.
And that's why they're so happy.
Plus, they probably get to see the northern lights a lot.
Oh, yeah.
They got reindeer. They got all the good stuff. Hi.
List of happiest.
Why? It's just...
He'll have her by tomorrow.
Yeah, why don't you tell me tomorrow where Sweden is? God,
it's over there in Europe. It's right by Norway.
Only because they come to us all the way from Penguin Island.
Sweden is number 5.
Sweden is number 5.
Finland, Iceland, Denmark, Costa Rica, Sweden, Norway, Netherlands, Israel, Luxembourg, and Switzerland in the top 10.
Well, when you get all the way in that top 10, for the most part, I can imagine those are countries that have trust in their government. Israel, there might be some doubts.
Okay. Yep.
Costa bleepin' Rica.
Thank you.
Does Costa Rica even have a government? That might even be better yet.
It's like Andover. It doesn't even have a downtown.
Details I can get to you tomorrow.
I don't want that, no. Say these come to us all the way from Penguin, Tasmania, from the Traveling Lymans at Worldwide Waftage. It was on this day in Minnesota history.
March 19th.
Well, on this day in 1849, Aaron Goodrich was appointed Chief Justice of the Minnesota Territory. I bet that's where we get Goodrich
That's my guess.
Avenue in
That's
St. Paul.
probably good.
On this day,
March 19th,
in 1867, a treaty signed in Washington, D.C. established the White Earth Reservation for the Ojibwe, and the transfer of the Mississippi Ojibwe to the site began June 14. The leader, Bagan Gizehig, Hole in the Day the Younger, wanting no mixed bloods on the reservation, tried to block their relocation. Bad relations resulted from that policy, and Bagan Gizehig was assassinated on June 27, 1868, near his home in Crow Wing.
No kidding. Wow.
On this day,
March 19th,
in 1880, a pedestrian bridge connecting Fort Snelling to St. Paul was completed.
Did your voice just crack?
I think it did.
You
What's up,
okay
Bobby
there?
Brady?
Peter Brady?
Or Peter?
On this day,
March 19th.
in 1992, Rebecca Rand, Minnesota's best-known brothel operator, pled guilty in Ramsey County District Court to 3 prostitution-related felonies and agreed to turn her building over to authorities, as well as pay $200,000 to settle a civil forfeiture suit.
Hey, we'll take it from here. Give us that brothel.
We'll take that.
She observed, I went through so many years without a pimp or anyone taking my money. Now the government decided to take my money.
Wow.
So we had a working brothel up until 1992?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where it was.
I'm thinking
Good
Dale.
one, Joe.
Right.
Yeah,
Good one.
Hey,
Nudge, nudge. Wink, wink.
I don't.
4B, your room is ready.
On this day,
He's got his own,
Back to the
he's got his
paper.
own parking place
Right,
out there.
on this day
March 19th.
in 2020, what do you think is noted for this
COVID.
day? Yep. An elderly Ramsey County resident became the first Minnesotan to die from COVID. And I would even doubt that. Now that I look back on it,
Old age.
how do we know? First of all, we don't know. They don't name this person. We don't get an age on this person. We don't get where this person died. What if it was somebody's lovely grandma that was shoved into a nursing home and died of heartbreak?
Could have been.
Yep. And I'm not going to go.
On this day in Minnesota sports disappointment history.
Who'd we lose to, Joe, on March 19th?
Well, on this day in 2021, the Vikings were fined for a salary cap violation.
No.
Yeah. Thank you, GLers.
Rebecca Rand, by the way, operated out of several places.
Okay.
The Cosmopolitan Sauna in St. Paul.
Don't know where that was.
How about the Relax a Lounge in Minneapolis?
I
Yeah,
don't,
Joe, you
don't
go
know where
there
that
for
one.
lunch, right?
And
Was that
St.
on?
Paul.
That was 38th and Cedar, wasn't it?
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. Don't have an address. And also a home in St. Paul that I'm assuming belonged to her. Doesn't give an address.
I'll be damned. I wonder if she's still with
Who
us.
ran Lee Lenore's on
Lee Lenore.
Lee Lenore on
Lee.
Snelling?
Lee Lenore.
I had a classmate that used to go in there for change to get bus money, and they said, no, you're out of here.
John, see if Rebecca's still with us.
I am looking.
Thank you, GLers.
He's now an inspector in the Minneapolis Police Department.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are we waiting for John's answer? Okay.
No, go ahead.
It's Thursday. We're just going to do that right there. Hey, do us a favor if you have not done so already and sign up for the Garage Logic YouTube channel where you can watch the show each and every single day starting at noon. And you can follow us on social, Facebook, Instagram, and X. Just search Garage Logic, Matthew.
I wouldn't say, don't even stop there. If you have a business that would like to promote yourselves on Garage Logic, you can do so. We have a wonderful team that can pair up with you, whether it's social media, whether it's a live endorsement or recorded ad. We would love to hear from you. Remember, podcasting is the next radio, television, communications guru to get your word out. So check it all out. You can learn more at garagelogic.com, keyword partner.